The way we put this shit together, you know what I mean? Punch on the real, make the beat, you know what I mean? I got this man on the saxophone.
Welcome back here to LJ Reaction. So, the last video I just uploaded on the channel, which was the top 10, actually no, the top 10 shocking moments of NXT. I just did that one. It's up on the channel right now. I can check that out, that reaction. And then before I ended the video, I was like, oh, I had a great discussion I wanted to do. I was like, I want to get this one out here in a separate video for you guys. Now, this has been crossing my mind for the past couple days. I did it in my other video, which I have on YouTube. If you guys are wrestling fans, it was my thoughts on the WWE product right now, which I did for like 47 minutes. I addressed it on top of issues, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, NXT, the future of the Women's Revolution pay-per-view. Gave my whole thoughts on all that stuff. But this video I want to do on the Revolution pay-per-view they're having for the women. I want to do my whole booking, what I would do for the show. First off the bat, they're calling it Evolution. The reason why I keep saying Revolution because it's on my mind is what this show should be called. Why are you calling it Evolution? Now, I know it could be a whole issue. Vince doesn't want to pay no copyright claims to have the show called Revolution. I mean, you call it, every time I see Stephanie McMahon on TV or anybody else, they call, we're having a women's revolution. So now, why not stick with Revolution? If you have, listen here, you're getting $1 billion from Fox next year when you start the new contract. You're getting 3 times the money from USA Network to keep Raw on your network. Tell me to have the money to pay that call the show Revolution, but you're going to go ahead and call it a group name with Triple H, Randy Orton, Batista, Ric Flair held down. You can call it Evolution. Issue number 1. Change it to Revolution, what I would do. Number 2, like I told you guys in my video, Triple H must have full creative control and must be the producer of the show. I'm sorry, I don't trust no Road Dogg. I don't trust no Vince or Shane or whoever else is back there. Who's the other guy? Forgot the other dude. Michael P.S. Hayes. Listen here, you guys. Listen here. I would put more faith into Triple H because I've seen Triple H. I've seen him physically, single-handedly bring back women's wrestling alive. He brought it back on NXT. I would trust Triple H to run the show. I've seen him do it. So I'm going to give it to Triple H. He would have full creative control and producer of the show. He can have whoever else he wants to help him produce the show, but the show would be in his hands completely. Number 3, Mauro Ranallo. If he's available, because we do know that he does do Showtime boxing. So if he's available, Mauro Ranallo will be on commentary. That's number 1 for that one. Number 2, you got to have women on the show. I'm giving Renee Young a chance. When she was calling some NXT matches back in the day when I think Corey Graves have left and Tom Phillips have left, she was on commentary for a couple matches. She's done a pretty good job. So I have right now I have Mauro Ranallo. Renee Young will be on the show as a commentator, and then you got to have one more because Vince doesn't have 3 people in the booth. He doesn't have 3 people in the booth. I'll give Beth Phoenix a chance because she did pretty good when they had the Mae Young Classic. She was on the commentary. She did a pretty decent job. So I'd have Mauro Ranallo, Renee Young, and Beth Phoenix as my commentators for this show. I think that would work. So you see the beginning right there. That right there alone, if that took place, the show's up to a 7 right now, automatically. It's up to a 7 right now. Okay? That's what I would do right now. And then the show itself, the card, the structure. What would I do? Now let's get to this issue about it first. Last week on Raw, we saw Stephanie McMahon, Vince and Triple H out there making the freaking announcement about it. It going to be the first ever women's pay-per-view. Now, as many of us did thought, again, JD from My Tools has been watching that guy since his WrestleMania 29 review. So everything that I watch from him, and then I see some type of stuff that I would do, I see it brought out of him too, which we have great ideas. We think alike too. I thought it was gonna be just like he did. I thought it was gonna be the damn tag team. The tag team belts were gonna be announced on Monday Night Raw. First ever women's tag team. I thought that was gonna be the first thing announced from Stephanie McMahon's mouth. But then again, I was thinking back to like he said, Saudi Arabia. They I think it's a 10-year deal that they're having for Saudi Arabia. Women cannot wrestle over there. So then I was thinking to myself, saying, that's right, women could not wrestle in Saudi Arabia, so they got to do something to make up for the women. So they went ahead and announced their first women's pay-per-view. So I was like, dang. And then Stephanie said in a video that she was on she did this week on, I forgot who it was, she did a video on YouTube. You guys can probably find it too. She said the first ever women's tag team belts will not be on the show. Saying to myself, why not? You know you want to do it. JD said in his videos too that he's got from people says the belts have already been made. Why would you not have the belts be on the show? It's the first time ever a women's pay-per-view in WWE. We know NXT's done it before. TNA's done it before. So it's not the first ever women's pay-per-view ever in like wrestling. You know what I'm saying? But it is for WWE. Why would you not have the women's tag team belts being on the show? I would have it on the show myself. I would have it on the show. Issue number 2 I have right now for the card structure. You are having the women's titles be defended on the show. Issue right there. I've told you guys in my videos, I've done a couple videos now. The main event of the show, I would have it would be Ronda Rousey, which she'll probably be the Raw Women's Champion. Either Becky Lynch or Asuka will be the SmackDown Women's Champion. Kairi Sane will probably beat Shayna Baszler, so she'll be the Women's NXT Champion. And then you have your first ever UK Women's Champion, which will probably be Toni Storm. To me, that would be the main event to me. You have your 4 best women, your 4 champions, Fatal 4-Way. Whoever's the winner, it shows she's the clear dominant wrestler in your company. It's your first time ever women's pay-per-view in the company. That would be my main event. You would have Ronda Rousey. She's a Raw Women's Champion. Your SmackDown Women's Champion, either Becky or Asuka. Your NXT Champion will probably either be Kairi Sane or Shayna Baszler. Your NXT UK Champion will probably be Toni Storm. Fatal 4-Way. The champions are going at it. The winner comes out on top. It's shown she's a clear dominant woman in all of your WWE company. That would be my main event. Now, other people can say, well, if they're going to have the titles defended on the line, look what you're probably going to get. Let's, for example, say that all women's belts are defended on the line, which Steph McMahon did say. We're going to see Ronda versus Alexa Bliss again. Who would want to see that a second time? Would you want to see that match for a second time? I clearly would not want to see that. Becky probably versus Carmella again. Who wants to see that again? Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler probably would be a great match for NXT. I could want to see that again. Okay. And then your UK women, either Toni Storm versus whoever, I could want to see that again. So 2 out of the 4 matches, I could want to see that again. Which you can see clearly are NXT brand matches. I would want to see that again. I wouldn't want to see Ronda versus Bliss again. No. I wouldn't want to see Carmella versus Becky again. No. So there's issues right there. That's why I say go with the Fatal 4-Way. That way you keep your champions. They're already in a match. They're already tied up. You can do whatever else with other people. For example, that's my main event. Now, the next issue. How long is the show going to be? It's not going to be 4 hours. There's no way in hell you can tell me this is going to be a 4-hour pay-per-view. I don't think they would do that. I think they'll probably keep it at 3 hours. That way the women don't have to... Because, you know what I'm saying? No offense. You wouldn't want them to tire themselves out. So 3 hours would be enough for me. So your main event would be, to me, would be Toni Storm, Ronda Rousey. Probably say it would probably be Becky Lynch and Kairi Sane. A Fatal 4-Way would be my main event. Now, building down the rest of the card, you're probably going to have some Hall of Famers on the show, which you probably will have that. So, Trish versus Mickey. Mickey said she wanted to face Trish again. That's the reason why she came back to the company. Trish looked pretty good in the Royal Rumble. Like, she still can go for probably maybe 10 or 15 minute match. She probably can do that. So, I'll have Trish versus Mickey. That'll be match number 2. Number 3. Now, I agree with JD. This was a pretty good ass idea he had. Lita will probably wrestle on the show. She probably will. Who would you have Lita wrestle? And I was thinking to him like what he said. Lita's a punk rock girl. Ruby Riott is a punk rock girl. That could work. Future versus the past. Punk rock girl versus punk rock girl. That could work. Lita versus Ruby Riott. That could work too. Now, what would you do with Charlotte? That's another issue right there. Now, JD made another good point too. He said, the 4 horsewomen of NXT versus the 4 horsewomen of the Ronda, Shayna Baszler, and her 2 friends. If you don't do it here, you're not going to do it at WrestleMania because you're probably going to have Ronda versus Charlotte. You're not going to do it at WrestleMania. So me coming with another idea said you could do that match at Survivor Series, in my opinion. You could do it at Survivor Series. The way I would have it shape up, would I have Shayna Baszler help Ronda Rousey win the Fatal 4-Way match? That way you cost Becky Lynch the match win too. That way you can set up your 4 horsewomen. I would have it take place at Survivor Series if it was me. Because Survivor Series is going to be in LA. In LA, you're going to have some big time matches in LA, right? So I'll do the match at Survivor Series, in my opinion. So, what do you do with Charlotte? Shayna Baszler's free. I'd do Charlotte versus Shayna Baszler. Vince would have Shayna Baszler call out Charlotte to set up the match at a SmackDown or NXT. So I'll do Shayna Baszler versus Charlotte. That'd be a pretty damn good match. So that'll be my 3rd match right there. Actually, that'd be the 4th match because I said Trish versus Mickey, Lita versus Ruby Riott, Fatal 4-Way, then Charlotte versus Shayna Baszler. So that's 4 matches right there. Then you say you gotta add some more little legends on the show. Beth Phoenix versus Natalya. Oh no, you can't do Beth Phoenix versus Natalya. I'm having Beth Phoenix call a match. You know what? You still could do it. What the heck? We've seen JBL or Michael Cole wrestle and then go back to commentary. What the heck? Beth Phoenix versus Natalya. What the heck? Throw it out there too. Then it comes to the time where you say, what are you doing? Are you doing with Ember Moon? What are you doing with Bliss? What are you doing with Sasha Banks? What are you doing with Bayley? This is where it comes to kind of a little tricky. Maybe this is what I'll do here. It's a tough decision to do with them because Sasha versus Bayley right now, they don't even know if they're still feuding or they're not feuding. This is where it comes tricky. I was going to say maybe have like a little battle royal. Maybe 10 women battle royal. 5 from Raw. 5 from SmackDown. Winner of the battle royal gets a title shot in the next pay-per-view. Actually, you can't do that. Actually, you can do that. You can do that. Because I'm thinking Survivor Series would be after this feud. You still could do that. What the freak? Ronda Rousey, nope, you can't do that. I'm not going to scratch the battle royal. Because I'm thinking the way I'm booking, if you had the battle royal, they're having 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen, Ronda Rousey would be tied up. So she couldn't defend her belt and then be in a Survivor Series type match. So no, we'll scratch that. Fuck it. We'll just do this. Sasha Banks versus Ember Moon. Book it. I want to see that. That'll be a good match. Sasha Banks versus Ember Moon. And then if you want to do another crossover match, Bayley versus Nikki Cross. Bayley versus Nikki Cross. That could work. Would you not want to see Bayley versus Nikki Cross? Maybe that Nikki Cross could bring out the more edgy side of Bayley. The aggressive side. That could work. So we have right now probably about 6 matches now. Now, for a 3-hour show, 6 matches is probably about pushing it or maybe being just enough. So we'll throw one more match on the card. You gotta probably have Bliss on the show. I wouldn't want to do this to Asuka, but I'm like, you need to have one more big match. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw. You know what? We'll switch around. We'll put Bliss against Sasha Banks, because they have Alexa Bliss and Sasha ever had a match yet? You know what? We'll throw Bliss against Sasha Banks, and then we'll put Ember Moon against Asuka. That'll wrap up the show. Ember Moon versus Asuka be the opening of this show. Ember Moon versus Asuka. So we're going to break down this card again. Ember Moon versus Asuka. Bliss versus Sasha Banks. Bayley versus Nikki Cross. Beth Phoenix versus Natalya. Trish versus Mickey. Lita versus Ruby Riott. Baszler versus Charlotte. And then the Fatal 4-Way main event. Tell me that would not be a damn good women's match pay-per-view right there. You can't tell me that would be a damn good pay-per-view. But, let's be honest. Are any of these matches going to take place? Probably not. maybe the only match we'll probably get Trish versus Mickey. But again, people, you see, I'm trying to give us entertaining matches that we would care about, and they'll all be maybe fresh or intriguing matches to see. Like, tell me last time you seen Bayley versus Nikki Cross. When have you seen? I mean, I'm sure Bliss and Sasha have probably taken place before, but that could be intriguing. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like I said, Sasha brings out the best in some of these women. You can't tell me she does not. So that'll be a great match. Shayna Baszler versus Charlotte. Come on, man. That sets up your 4 horsewoman match at Survivor Series. Baszler could I think you probably have Charlotte beat Baszler. Then you have Baszler attack Charlotte from behind. And then Baszler costs Becky Lynch the win in the Fatal 4-Way match, which sets up the 4 Horsewomen match. Come on, man. Vince McMahon, pay me or give this show to your son. Because these would be great matches to have on the show. So it's about, what? It's 10:42. I got about an hour before I have to go to work. So, you know what? We'll end it here. It'll be a 15-minute video. That's about enough time for you guys. Comment down below. What do you think would you do? If you're booking this show, what would you do? Now, we probably know none of these matches are going to take place probably except for one match, but do you agree with my match card? Would you like my match card? Comment down below what you think. Don't forget to like the video. Again, all the social media links are down below. Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram are all down below. Catch you guys. Again, we're going to do the wrestling show on Wednesday. No, we'll do it Tuesday after SmackDowns. Again, it'll be a live post show where we touch on Raw and SmackDown, what we think. That way, at least I'll do one live video a week for you guys. Because, again, I won't be doing one for UFC. And then the next pay-per-view for SummerSlam's in 2 weeks. So we'll do that every Tuesday again. It'll be live after SmackDown. So catch you guys later.